to do my April TBR. If you've been following, March was a bit of a rough reading month. I did barely make my TBR game with a couple of substitutions, but it was a rough reading month. I had a death in the family, which is sad, so my focus was a little bit off, and ever since then my reading game has been a bit off. But I hope with a new fresh start, fresh slate, the start of a new season, I can get back on my reading game. I also just spent today doing my reading journal, which I'm really excited about. And it is another team-based readathon, sort of. It is time for, we're going back to Orilium Academy. I am in the Mind Walkers Guild. I am a Dream Walker, which is my favorite calling. So yeah, the way that I do my game normally is I divide it into two sections. I do whatever TBR or like readathon I'm doing. If it's if I can plan my TBR, sometimes I can't. And then I do my game, which I pick a few things. I try to have it like connected to my game a little bit. And then I then do a game of chance at the end. So I am going to be a Dreamwalker and I have to do a couple of classes, so let's get into it. The first class is astronomy, which I need to do an astrological pick, like a zodiac pick, like finding a list that says, if you're a Leo, you should read this book, because I'm a Leo. I was born August 9th. So don't actually have a physical copy of this because nothing I found on any of the lists other than one list that said like you should read YA because you like YA, which ironically I love YA. But I decided to find like an actual list with an actual title. So I'm going to read Mr. Penundrum's 24-Hour Bookshop. I will attach a photo here. I have no idea what this book's about, to be very honest, but I know that people have loved it. They have equated it, if you like bookstores, you should like this book. So I'm really excited, and ironically, I was born on Book Lovers Day, so I think this will be a perfect read. Also quick, I just got the audio from Hoopla, so I will make this one of my early reads in the month. So yeah. And then the next book I have to read is a book that has a circle on the cover for my alchemy class. So let me go get that book and show it to you. I think last month did show me that I need to diversify my picks a bit and kind of expand my categories. So I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna read a middle grade or a YA book, 2 of those in the month, just so I don't feel as limited, because I don't always feel like reading fantasy, and I don't always feel like reading contemporary, and I don't always feel like reading middle grade, but I want to make 2 of my picks YA, and if I can read a fantasy, I probably will, but I want to read Prom Chanted by Morgan Matson. She's one of my favorite authors. This is her first foray into Disney, and she's doing a like classic retelling. It's called Two Modern Teens, One Classic Fairy Tale. Absolutely no cell phone service, and I think like they go to prom at Disneyland, but then they get like sucked into a castle, like, sucked into like a fantastical world. So I'm excited. I think they get swept into Sleeping Beauty's castle and they are in Sleeping Beauty's land. So this one sounds really, really cute. She's never wrote anything fantastical and I've loved all of her stuff. So I'm really excited to dive into this one. And it has a circle on the cover because it has trees and it has her corsage right there. And this comes out in, oh, actually, I think it just came out. But it's also a super short read, so hopefully I'll get to read it soon. Ironically, it has blue on the cover, which means I probably could have read it for a couple of other readathons, but I want to read it sooner rather than later. And the next class that I have is called Art of Illusion, and I need to read a book with play or game in the title, and this actually worked out so perfectly because I was staring at this book all March and really wanted to read it but couldn't because it wasn't going to give me bonus points. But fate sometimes is a fickle thing. So I am going to pick up The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, and this is years ago a reclusive mega spell author quit writing under mysterious circumstances. Suddenly he resurfaces with a brand new book and a one of a kind competition offering a prize that will change the winner's life. So also it's rather short. So again, short reads for a readathon or like Orilium tends to be what I do because I tend to read a lot in that month, and this one sounds awesome. I don't have a ton of book with games in the title, so I had a few options, but I'm happy that this one got picked. As you can see, my German Shepherd decided to bite it. She's very, very cute, but have to wind her around the books because she does go after them. And then the next one I thought was really interesting. It is a Phoenix and Divination class, and it's basically like you have a predictive bingo, and if you get bingo, you kind of predict what's going to happen. So I made one. I may make another one if like I start reading the book and realize I totally failed, but I have it down here, and I have to read an arc because I want a blog tour for Deep in the Fen by Lily Wilkinson. I will attach a photo here. This is a YA fantasy book with LGBTQ plus vibes. I read her book last year and did really enjoy it. It was a rec that I got from Amy Kaufman, so I really am excited. She writes LGBTQ plus reads. That was like a quest story, so hopefully I like this one as well, but I am on a blog tour, so I do need to get reading as well. Oh, did I miss one? I think I did. Oh, no, this is the one that I had to do live. Okay, so the next one is I have to do a color, like a color pick for my conjuration class. So let me go get my computer so I can show you the color that I picked because I didn't want to lie because I have kept books on my TBR card, so hopefully one of those gets picked. But let me go get my computer so I can do a color wheel and then we can kind of pick a book connected to that. Sorry if this is not the best quality. I did it before to just see if it worked. So here we are. Ooh, okay. So if you know nothing about me, I love blue. Blue is my favorite color. I have blue hair. I love blue. So getting a book that I have to pick a book that's blue on the cover is probably going to be really easy because I have a ton of them, and I have a lot on my TBR cart from this past month because blue was our like color to like get stuff. But I think I'm gonna make a smart decision and I'm gonna pick one that like I have to read because it's all the books are currently wrapped up. So I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna choose this book. But maybe I'll make myself two options depending on what I'm feeling of. So yeah, just because I want a little bit of chaos and options in my life, I think I'm going to do two on my TBR just to kind of see what I'm feeling like. I am going to do The Darkness Outside of Us by Elliot Shriver because this is a book that I like wrapped up and I like just didn't get around to it because it hasn't worked. So I'm going to read this. And my backup book will be This Time It's Real by Anne Liang, which is a YA contemporary book that I have wanted to read. I think it's about a girl that she winds up having to like lie about her past at like a writing class. So I'm going to put these two tentatively on it. Hopefully I read both of them, that'd be great, but The Darkness Outside of Us is probably going to be the one that I'm going to shoot for because I do have to unwrap a couple other ones in the next couple of months. So that's that there. The last official class we have is lore, but like the class gets interrupted, so you have to read like a page. But there's also going to be a lore like mini lesson. I think I'm going to do that just because I like not knowing some of my reads. I just think it motivates me a little bit more. So I'm going to do the lore like special thing as well. That's going to get, I think you do it at your own pace. So I'm going to do that as well. But yeah, let's get into the books that I picked for my like my actual like TBR things. And I will say that last month I did read a nonfiction book, which I normally don't read. My goal was to read 12 in the year. I haven't been doing a very good job, but I did read one. So I'm going to add a new one to this TBR. The Jessica Simpson book, like her, I think it's her autobiography. I started listening to it and then I got distracted. So I might make that my book for April and maybe try to listen to another one. We will see. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go through my categories on here, just so that we can like all be on the same exact page. So the two YA books I'm going to try to read is Prom Chanted, which we just spoke about, by Morgan Matson. This is her debut into fantastical stories, which I'm really excited for. And also another book that kind of is a holdover from last month. That is Last of Her Name. And it's a sci-fi book, which I haven't read. I got this in 2019. So it's been a bit, but I think it's a Anastasia retelling. But yeah, I got this so long ago and I still have not read it. And it is signed to me too. So yeah, I want to read this. I like this cover and it's blue. It's my favorite color. But I haven't been reading a whole lot of sci-fi. So it's possible there might be a video in the works with these couple books because I don't read a ton of sci-fi and I have a lot of options. So, and then the other one is a sequel, which everyone and their mother was reading, River Enchanted over for Battle of the Girl Bands, but I already read it, so I'm gonna read Up Fire Endless as my sequel, and this is a pretty hefty book, so I'm excited. It would not have got me any bonus points this month, which is why I didn't really pick it up, but when everyone else was reading it, I was like, oh, I want to read it. And it gave me, when I read it, it gave me Isles of the Gods vibes, which I love that book. So I'm really excited to dive into this one. And it's quite hefty, but I'm excited to read it. And then I have 2 Nat Galley books that I'm really excited for. I did talk about Deep in the Fen by Lily Wilkinson. That is on my other TBR, but I'm going to counter it on this as well. And then I'm just going to toss on 2 ebooks or 2 e-arcs that I would love to get to if I have the chance. One is Eris Takes All by Emily Webberly and Austin Sigmund Broca. I will attach a photo here. I love when YA authors kind of do something different, and they're really good at, kind of like expanding their life a bit and expanding like what they're giving us. They started writing adult books, which I have really enjoyed all of them, but this is kind of a take on a heist novel, and I think she goes to her dad's wedding and has to kind of do a heist. So I'm really intrigued by that. That's very, very different from anything that they've done. It gives me Jennifer Lynn Barnes vibes, which I'm really excited for. So hopefully I enjoy it. And I would love to get to The Honey Witch by Sydney Shields. I'll attach a photo here. This is another book that gives me cozy vibes. I really want to read it and hopefully I will get around to it. So that is 3 e-arcs that I would love to get to this month. We will see if that happens, but 2 need to get done for me to be able to buy books in May. And then I'm gonna need to read a book from my list, which I don't remember what I pulled from. I'm gonna have to go look. I don't remember what book I pulled from that. So let me go find that because I had it. It was like I make a bunch of lists at the start of the year and I always have one that I pull, and now I don't remember what the book was. Oh, you know what I do? It is, okay. It was an arc I got at Comic-Con. Let me go find it and then we'll chat about it. Sorry, it is a Thursday night and I never film on Thursday nights, but I have off for the next couple of days, so I want to kind of devote my time to reading. So my list book that I'm going to try to read is Station Eternity, which is another sci-fi book, which is so exciting. It's amateur detective Mallory Burns' talent for solving murders ruined her life on Earth and drove her to live on an alien space station. But her problems still follow her in this witty, self-aware novel that puts a speculative spin on murder mysteries. So, just so you're aware, I don't read sci-fi, but I have 3 different sci-fi books on my TBR. So I think there may be a reading vlog in the future. I'm just saying, because I have 3 and an adult book that I really do want to read. So might be a science fiction vlog in my life. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. I would love to do it for you all, but we'll see. Yeah. And then adult fantasy, I am just going to toss this on here. I know people are saying it might be a little bit more like a young adult, but I'm going to put Lore of the Wilds by Annalyn Sambra on here because it's another super short read and I want to get to it. So hopefully I will get around to it. I may read this maybe this weekend if I have a little bit of time because it does have animals on the cover, and I think it has a potential school setting. I don't know much about this, but it has been getting hype. I know Kristen from Kristen Craves Books really, really likes it. So I really hope that I enjoy it. And yeah, so those are all my books, and now let me go get my dice and my cards and pick some more books. I am gonna try my hardest to pick the books that are already on my TBR cart because I still did not read all the books on my TBR cart, so they're kind of just hanging out to see where they're gonna wind up. So let me go get my cards, let's roll some dice, and let's pick some cards and see how many books I have to add to this TBR. The potentials are 6. We will see. Haven't been following me, I have a game of chance cards that I pay at the end, and I roll a dice, and how many dice comes up, I have to pick cards. So we will see what winds up happening. Six books to add to the TBR. Oh my god. Okay, well, the last time I did this I got 2, so I think that the cards are mad that I didn't read all my books last month. So, alright, okay. The first card is continue series unsure about. Okay. That would mean it would have to be a sequel that like a series that I'm unsure about. Alright, let me go find one. I have a shelf that like it's been on my shelf for a while, a lot of these books, so I'm gonna have to pull something from that shelf. So let me go get it and then we will chat through it. I'm not gonna go that far, I'm not gonna go to that shelf, but I do have a sequel on my TBR that I forgot about. So I am gonna pick up Sarah Boateng's Guide to Witchcraft and Mayhem by Roseanne A. Brown. This is the sequel to Witchcraft, I think. Yeah, or Vampire Hunters. I forgot the first book in the series, but this has to do with Ghanaian folklore, and I really, really want to read it. It had an animal on the cover, so it may have got read for like this month, but I'm gonna stick this on here. I had it since 2023. I'm really, really far behind in the Rick Riordan Presents novels, so I'm gonna stick this on my TBR. Oh my god, heaven help me. I have so many books on this TBR. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Oh man. Alright, sometimes life is funny. Sarah Boateng. Okay. Alright, we're gonna pick another card and see what we get. Oh man. Okay. Ooh, read a book that is a gift. Oh, well that's easy. Alright, let me go find one that someone gifted me and then we will chat through it. My friend just went shopping last week and I don't think, oh yeah, we hadn't seen each other since Christmas, so she gifted me a copy of Our Cursed Love by Julie Abe, and I'm really excited for this. I have no idea what this book's about. I know it's set on New Year's Eve. I think there's like a magical apothecary in here. She always does like subtle magic in her YA book, so I'm really excited to dive into this one. It's also another quick read, and I love to read romances in the spring, especially when my show is heating up because they're really, really quick, and I have a lot of books on this TBR, as you can see. So Our Cursed Love, because my friend Sarah gifted it to me, is why it's on this TBR. Oh man. Okay, well, you know what? It's okay. We do this because we love reading, right? Alright, let me pick up the next card that I have. I can't believe I got all 6. That's crazy. I mean, ooh, an adult fantasy book. Is this 2? Alright, well, I'm gonna just keep going with the books on that TBR. So I think I'm going to pick one that I'm very excited for. And I've heard mostly good things, except for like a couple of people. So let me go get it. Pick up One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I've heard really good things about this book. I know we're coming kind of out of the winter season, but this is a gothic story, and I think she has like a monster in her head. I think most people I have heard have really, really loved this, so I want to give it a shot, see how I fall, and yeah, but I'm really excited to dive into this one. So this will be card 3. I need to just choose 3 more books. Oh. Alright, so the next card is a fall read. Okay, I can make this work. Again, another book on my TBR cart. My problem is I don't want to take something off my TBR cart because then it like never gets read. So I'm going to perfect fall read and I'll be right back. Whenever I think of fall, I always think of witches. So I'm going to pick up A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Holly. I may pick up the other one, the one that's first in this series, but I'm just going to pick this one up because it's on my TBR cart. But one of these books will get read. I just don't remember like which one I'm gonna read, but this one's already on my TBR card because it was blue and I don't know much about it, but I'm excited. It's cute, it's a fall read, and I'm very excited. So this one will be one that I'm gonna add to my TBR. Oh, all the books just fell. If I wake up my puppy, you're gonna hear her. Oh, damn it. Oh, okay, it's okay, it's okay. I knew that was gonna happen because you heard the books. It's okay, you heard the books. It's okay, it's just the books. Sorry, she's a bit nosy when she wants to be. I know, it's okay. She's okay. It's okay, you can go back to bed. It's okay. She's very, very nosy when I do something that she's unaware of. She was sleeping. You were sleeping, go back to bed. Alright, let me pick up 2 more cards for us and then hopefully nothing else. Okay, so this one's good. This is a new to me author. Again, I have the perfect book for this. I'm so excited. This is working so well. Friend Stephanie will be super excited because I'm going to pick up The Name Drop by Susan Lee. This is another book that has a mistaken identity trope, which also sort of reminds me of This Time It's Real by Anna Liang. So maybe there's another theme sort of coming. I don't know. Maybe I'm tentatively planning all these themes vlogs that I don't even know that I'm planning. But this is the one that I'm going to pick for this. I was supposed to read it last month for a 2023 book. And again, it's another super short book. So my TBR has become massive. So I'm going to need some short books to get me through the day. So yeah, that is where we are with that. And I'm very excited. And now let's choose my last book. Hopefully nothing bad happens with this card because I did do some silly ones in here. So, ooh, a cozy fantasy. Okay, I don't have anything like immediate. Alright, I'm cheating, but this is a lot of books. I think I'm just going to count Lore of the Wild by Annalyn Sambra as my pick because it's a lot of books on this TBR and I don't want to, you know, go myself for failure. So, and this was a massive TBR between Orilium and everything else. So don't yell at me in the comments. I make my own rules. It's supposed to be fun. So yeah, I'm going to do Lore of the Wild twice, but technically once is for my like other game and this is for that game. So technically it's 2 different things. But yeah, all right. Well, that is going to be a very interesting TBR. I hope you guys will stick around. I normally weekly vlog every week. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, Book Dragons. Let me know in the comments if you're participating in Orilium, what your career path is. What are some books on your TBR? I would love to know. Bye.